bad. That was easy.
It was worth
I
it.
should see my setup. There's like a coffee machine, my purse, a water bottle. Yeah.
All right. So FightHype.com, Sean Zittel here with the former unified super featherweight champion, bronze medalist, and really one of the warriors in the game today, Miss Mikaela Mayer. And Mikaela, your spirits look great. You look happy and ready to go. How you feeling overseas over there?
Yeah, I am happy. I am ready to go. I'm always happy. I had to wait a little bit longer for this fight. You know, I had planned to fight a month or two ago, but it's just gotten pushed back for other reasons that I couldn't control. So I am ready to go, and I have a great fight ahead of me, great card. It's all good. Great country.
Yeah. And you taking on Christina Linardatou. Excuse me on the pronunciation there, but
No, I think you probably said that better than anyone. So good job.
okay, good. But obviously, she's a former world champion at 140, so a strong girl, a come forward fighter, likes to throw her right hand. How's this style matchup looking right now?
Linardatou is somebody who's definitely going to bring out the best in me, bring out all my tools. Because she does come forward and she's going to force me to box. She's going to force me to bang a little bit. I'm going to have to earn her respect. I can't just box and move and throw flimsy punches. And I'm going to have to sit on them and earn her respect and back her up in spurts. So I like this type of fighter. You guys have seen me against pressure fighters like Hamadouche, and I like that. I enjoy that. I can obviously box too. And so, like I said, I feel like she's going to bring out a little bit of everything in me.
Yeah, but do you feel like this might be the strongest aggressive fighter you fought? Because I know, Hamadouche was, she was tough, but she was a 130 pounder, and this girl was a world champ at 140.
Yeah, and Hamadouche, she closed that gap a lot faster, right? But it was more like, I feel like a lot of her stoppages came from just overwhelming her opponents with punches. Like, she closed that gap so fast, they didn't realize all of a sudden they were on top of her in the corner. So that's one of the reasons why I sat in there and fought her back and didn't let her push me back. But with someone like Linardatou, she doesn't necessarily close that gap as quick as Hamadouche, but she looks for the big shots, right? So I got to be careful. I got to be careful about the big looping right, the big looping left. She throws them from both sides. But we'll see exactly how strong she is. I've been in there with strong fighters before. Alycia was strong, but I nullified that. I didn't catch the brunt of her punches. I boxed her. So, we always have a game plan going in, and this is no different. We'll see how strong she really is. I know she's a lot shorter than me. She's very short. I didn't realize how small she was. I saw her today. So I'm guessing her weight, it comes from those muscles.
Mm-hmm. The lower half.
Yeah, the lower half. So we'll see.
Do you box her and just adjust and attack her based on what she's got, or are you fighting with an eye towards Baumgardner and Taylor, working on some things in this fight?
No, I'm completely zoned in on Linardatou, but each camp, every camp, if I go up against Katie Taylor this year, which I hope to, every camp I've ever had has been preparing me for that, because we learned something in every camp that we're in, right? By focusing on the fighter we have in front of us, by focusing on that one style, I build my arsenal, I build my toolbox. So I feel like I've had all the perfect fights. I feel like Top Rank has moved me really well. I fought a handful of different styles, and so there's nothing that I'm not ready for at this point.
As we know, she's the only fighter to get the win so far over Baumgardner. So how satisfying will it be for you if you beat her Saturday night?
Honestly, every opponent is different, right? It's fighters make fights, but it is a little bit of a way for me to troll by beating the girl that beat Baumgardner. But I also think that it's just a way for the fans to continue to follow the storyline. And I didn't want to fight anybody that nobody knew, right? I didn't want to take a step back and fight a no name, or maybe like an easier opponent just to like fill in or whatever, or, get a win back under my feet. Like, I don't care about any of that. I feel like I'm in my prime. Despite that decision, I feel like I'm the best boxer I've ever been, boxing better than I've ever had before. So I didn't want to take a step back in any way. And people know who Linardatou is. She's an accomplished fighter, former world champion. She's only lost to Delphine Pursoon and Katie Taylor, and she beat Baumgardner. So I feel like this is entertainment at the end of the day, and I want fans to be able to follow along and know who I'm fighting and get on board and get excited about it.
Actually, now that I think about it, you kind of remind me of Eric El Terrible Morales. So you're tall and tough like he was too, because Morales has this rivalry with Barrera, and then a couple months after him and Barrera have that fight, he goes, "Give me Pacquiao," because Pacquiao beat Barrera, and now I'm gonna beat Pacquiao. And then do you feel like you're developing this kind of natural born spontaneous? It's not forced. It wasn't fixed that way. You have like this spontaneous natural born rivalry with Baumgardner, and is it kind of cool to have a natural born rival?
Yeah, honestly, it is. It's for the fans, it is, right? And for just like the sport in general, I think that this is what the reason why it's so intriguing. The matchup between me and Baumgardner was so intriguing. The reason why people freaking fell in love with boxing because of it. I know people who never watched boxing before, and they're fell in love with this rivalry. They fell in love with me and Baumgardner, and they're now fans. So that's definitely cool. We've brought new fans to our sport, new eyes to our sport. Just a bummer that she doesn't want to do it again. That she wants to, to me, like back in the day, you didn't need a rematch clause. If the fans wanted it and the money was there, they fucking did it. So I don't know, but that's just the type of fighter she is, I guess.
But Mikaela, you said all along after the first fight that at first she would say no rematch, but over time, the lucrativeness of, I don't even know if that's a word, but how lucrative the rematch is would bring her on board again. And lately, hasn't she been tweeting that, I'm going to end your career and I'm going to knock her out next time? So it sounds like the rematch is back.
That's the funny thing. She likes to sit on Twitter and talk, but tell your promoter. Go tell your team that you actually want to make this fight happen. Just you made it clear you didn't want this fight. Now I moved on. I moved up the division. I have another opponent, and now you suddenly want to tweet and say a little shit here and there. Like, then don't just talk about it. Be about it. Go get it done. But until then, I'm not gonna fall for anything. I'm not gonna slow down. I'm not gonna sit around and wait, and I'm not gonna talk about it. It's on her. She's a champ now. It's on her.
So is Katie Taylor the priority these days? I mean, obviously Christina Linardatou is the priority Saturday night, but right now, moving forward, is Taylor the priority?
Whatever division that I'm in, I'm going for the champion. That's the goal, right? That's where I'm at in my career, and as a fighter. So, hell yeah, I do want to beat Baumgartner's ass, but I want to beat Linardatou's ass and make a statement. It's a statement fight for me, and just show where I'm at, show the level that I'm at, and become a mandatory for Katie Taylor. I've wanted to fight Katie for the longest time, and now that I'm at 135, I'm going to do everything I can to put myself in position for that fight. Yeah.
Do you think Taylor will be returning to the division after that 140 undisputed versus undisputed fight with Cameron?
Yeah, absolutely. I think she's going to return back down to 135. Win or lose, she still has her belts at 135. She's still Katie Taylor. Even if she loses that fight against Chantel, I think it's a great fight. I can't tell you who's going to win. I think it's whoever shows up that night. But even if she doesn't come out on top there, she's still Katie Taylor. She's still the champ at 135. People still want to see that fight. I think people would still really be interested in a fight between her and I. So, yeah.
You're both great fighters, you and Taylor, but if you watch on tape, it looks like she's got some hand speed and foot speed there, but you are taller and you have your advantages too. How would you, combat that what looks like a hand speed, foot speed advantage, or do you not even agree that she has those advantages? Yeah, what do you think?
She has a high punch count. Now, Katie Taylor has always had the same style, even in the amateurs. She didn't really make this huge transition into the pros with like switching up her style the way I feel like I did, which Coach Al forced me to, really staying behind the jab, digging to the body, learning how to fight inside. Katie Taylor sort of stuck to that amateur style and not knocking it. She does it better than anyone. She almost created that style. If you look back, like she was one of the first to really, really master that style. And it works against the pros who have never had that amateur experience. So she's mastered that style. She does it really well. But we've always talked about ways to counter that style. There's things that slow down speed. I'm not going to give away my game plan right now, but there's things that we would do to counteract her best assets. And she has a handful of them. So it'll be a great fight, but something I definitely hope to do before she hangs it up. I don't know when she's planning on doing that. I still think she's she's great. She can go as long as she wants, but we'll see.
So if everything goes to plan, you Mayer and Katie Taylor before 2023, probably in Ireland. Does that sound about right?
Sign me up. We're putting the WBC Intercontinental belt on the line for this fight, and so that'll should make the winner mandatory at some point this year. So that's what I'm shooting for. Obviously, I have a big test against Linardatou. I'm not looking past her whatsoever. I just know what's on the other side of that win, and I'm not going to let it slip away from me again. So.
Any part of you taking the lessons from how hot the buildup was with you and Baumgardner gonna tell Katie backstage, hey, I know we're both but we should maybe talk some shit here, sell this thing, get this thing going here. I heard some guys do that sometimes,
I don't think we could ever get Katie to talk some shit, and if it did, it just wouldn't. It would be so fake. Nobody would believe it. It would be weird. That's what was so intriguing about me and Baumgardner's rivalry, is that it was so real, and people felt that. And it's not like that with every opponent. And I would never try and make this big, dumb, scary rivalry with anybody if it wasn't like natural. So like me and Linardatou haven't really spoken much. I saw her down in the lobby today, and she shook my hand. I said, "What's up?" So not every fight is like that. Once you get in there, obviously it's a switch. But I don't think you'll ever catch me and Katie Taylor beefing on Twitter. Just doesn't seem. Yeah.
Yeah, I tried it. I did the reporter thing and tried it, but with Baumgardner for a second, because again, talking about that great natural rivalry, we saw Benavidez and Plant about 2 weeks ago. After all that animosity, they hugged it out, and I mean, honestly, especially if you guys fight one or two more times, you and Baumgardner, is there a chance that moment happens at some point between you two?
Yeah, maybe. Right now, no. Could I see how that plays out when that plays out? Right now, no. But maybe one day when we're 45, 50, to run into each other at some boxing banquet.
Or you'll be like Leonard and Hearn, still joking around that you'll kick each other's ass. I don't know. We don't know.
There's no joking with us. No, there's no joking with us. That's the thing. I don't know. Guys can joke around about kicking each other's ass. Oh, I whooped you today. Girls, I mean, we just don't do that. And that'll never be me and Baumgardner. If someone brings that up, then we're just going to beef all over again. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Right now, I have no intention of being friends with Baumgardner.
Let's see a trilogy first before any friendship, right? Let's get to a trilogy first.
Yeah, we'll see. Y'all tell her that.